I say hello, guys. I want to be able to explain something about life. I want to talk about being able to be in the body. I understand when you're in the body, for example, you're going to be able to live life in the best way possible. So if you want to help yourself to really understand the truth of the matter of what you need to say in the moment or what you need to do in every single moment, you have to understand that your body is going to tell you the truth, and your body is going to tell you what to speak every single moment of your life. So for example, when I'm doing something in life to be a non-smoker or to be a drug-free person, for example, I go in the body and my body feels no pain. I promise you, my body feels no suffering. And I'm never suffering in the body, I'm never suffering in life, because my body tells me the truth. And now you must understand that I've been someone in life who was a drug addict, okay? And I went through difficult pains in life. I went through different suffering of going back and forwards with my life. And the reason for that is that the ego, which is my mind, got control over me, okay? And you must understand that your body is very different to the mind, okay? So if you listen to your body and if you listen to your feelings, then you're going to always live life to the fullest. And those people who always go with the truth of life, who go with faith in their heart, and they live in the body because that's where the heart is. And if you live in the heart, your heart's always going to prevail over the mind. And now you must understand that you are not your thoughts, you are not your feelings, and you are not anything of this world, okay? But what you are is something out of this world, okay? You are something even better than what I am saying, okay? You must understand that you are the part of the feelings inside of you right now, and you must understand that if you really treasure yourself the most you can say that you are your feelings, okay? And now your feelings are always going to tell you the truth about who you are, and you can see that, and you can see who you are, okay? But something that you are cannot be described, okay? So you have to understand that you have to go through life enjoying yourself and being the best version of yourself in every single moment, every day, okay? So for example, when I'm in the body, I'm understanding exactly what to say, because my body is telling me what to say, and my feelings. So when I realize when I relate to my body, okay, I'm actually relating to my feelings. I'm actually listening to my feelings, and my feelings are expressing themselves through thoughts, okay? But I'm not my thoughts. I am my feelings, okay? You must understand. So if I feel good, okay, I'm understanding that I feel much better than good. I feel something much better. But the thing is that I have a hope for the future. I have something to say, and that's the whole point of living life, isn't it? When you can express yourself to the best point possible every single day. So you have to focus on yourself every single day of your life. You have to be doing something worthy of yourself every single day to understand that everything that you are is something beyond this world. So every single day, focus on understanding your feelings. I mean, be in the feelings if you want to overcome anything in life. So for example, if I'm bored, I look to my feelings, and my feelings say that there's something better than that, and there's something better than this world in terms of fragrance and in terms of life, okay? So for example, every single day I go into my feelings. I'm always understanding what to say and when to say it. So that's why I practice being in my feelings. I practice feeling my way through life, because my feelings are always going to tell me the truth of any moment or any matter in life. So for example, if I want to go for exercise, I realize my body says it's good for me. I realize my feeling says it's good for me, but is it the right time to go right now for myself, for example? And my feelings say not right now. I mean, in a sense, so at the moment, I'm understanding that if I go by my feelings, and if I play by my feelings every single day in terms of life, and I do something to help myself to succeed every single day about what I do in the daily basis of my life, I'm understanding it's much more that I always go and stick with my feelings, because my feelings tell me the truth of what I need to do in every single moment of every single life form, because God is always speaking to you through the feelings, okay? So if you want to speak to God really, make sure you understand you speak to God through feeling, okay? And through feeling yourself, you can speak through God, and you can speak to God like that, okay? You can speak to God every single day of your life just by how you feel, okay? And you must understand that if you go into your feelings, God's always talking to you in your feelings. So for example, everything that I'm saying now is coming from a higher power, and it's coming from somewhere beyond me, okay? And you must understand every single day, I'm always connecting to that higher power. But where is the higher power in life? I promise you the higher power is in your feelings. Okay, so if you connect to your feelings on a daily basis, you're going to be able to let go, and you're going to be able to forgive, and you're going to be able to never hate people, and you're going to be able to also never cause violence. You're going to be able to go through life in a better domain, okay? So every single day, always bettering yourself to have better vocabulary skills, and making sure every single day you're doing something that's appropriate for yourself to actually live life is the most important thing that you can do. So if you want to help yourself to live life every single day, you always start the words with I, okay? I'm pushing now, start every single time when you actually communicate with your word I, because that way my feelings told me that it's the best way of communication, for example. So for example, when I start with I understand I always go back to the I when I communicate, and that gives me a straightforward answer on every single matter forward, in terms of looking forward and making sure I'm always living life to the fullest in the best kind of domain possible. So I understand that if I want to help myself to succeed, I have to be in my feelings, because my feelings are always growing, and you must understand that your feelings are always growing, for example. So if you want to do better in life, you have to understand to focus on yourself in the moments of despair. And you have to understand every single day that no matter what, that people are suffering in the planet, and you have to understand that people are also in pain, and many people are struggling in life. So what you need to do in life is you have to always overcome your demons, and you have to overcome the best way of life to understand the best way of life, okay? So every single day you have to understand to be at your best every single day, always focusing on yourself in the best way possible, okay? So every single day, for example, I'm understanding that if I do anything to support myself, for example, I talk from the feelings. I make sure I go in the feelings to help myself to communicate, because that's how I communicate. I communicate on a daily basis. I communicate with everything that I do. But for example, my life coaching podcast, okay, you must understand that it has a lot of information regarding my life, okay, and it has a lot of extra information that I've done, for example, so that you can understand me better, and that you can understand exactly what I've been doing around my life, for example. So you must understand that my best content ever came in my videos and in my quotes, for example, but my actual best information came in my videos, and everything that I've done in terms of life has been through my video, through my videos, in terms of all the information I've given in my videos. And you must understand that every single day I have more quotes to transcribe for you guys every single day. I'm always doing the best I can in all walks of life, but I can do it. I can actually live life to the best degree possible if I just listen to my feelings, and my feelings will guide me every single step of the way. I'm understanding I have no need to be afraid. I understand every single day walk in faith every single day, and I understand my next meal is going to be Weet-Bix. I'm understanding that. So make sure every single day that you always have your next meal planned every single day, and make sure that you're always planning your life for success, so that you actually grow in the best kind of helpful manner that you can. So make sure you're helping yourself in different ways every single day, making sure they understand that it's not about having a big following, for example, and you must understand why. Because you must understand that the thing is that if you have a big following, then congratulations. But if you're someone like me, for example, you must understand that for me, I understand that I feel to say that it's not about having a big following for me, but having enough followers, for example, is more than enough for me. So somebody out there who's willing to transcribe my work and be able to live on through me, in terms of being able to live through my work and being able to do something with my work, is more than enough for me. So even one person that I can help with my work is more than enough in terms of success for me. So make sure every single day that if you help one person out there, you can also make a big chain effect into the world, and that way you create positivity in the world through you and what you've done in life. So make sure every single day, you must understand that many people are in competition with other people, and you must never be in competition with other people. You must every single day learn to treasure yourself in the best kind of way forward. But if you hope to God, make sure that you hope through your feelings. I mean, make sure that every single day that what you're saying is always ringing a bell in terms of living your talk and living the best way of life for yourself. But if you're suffering right now, it's because you're not living in your feelings. Okay, so live in your feelings every single day and believe in yourself every single day. Believe in your feelings. I mean, believe in what your feelings are telling you right now. So for example, make sure you understand that it may be 2 days without smoking cigarettes or 2 days without doing drugs, but you must understand that psychologically your thinking is going to always emulate more thinking, and more thinking is always much more suffering. Okay, so the more you think, the more you suffer. Okay, and you must understand that. So you must understand that it's much more about having no mind. So the more you have presence and the more you have peace and quiet in your life without thoughts, and in terms of life, you must understand that way you're going to have a better life through feeling, and you're going to understand that you have to feel your thinking, as Jamie Smart says. Okay. So for example, when you feel your thinking, be in your feelings is what the actual quote is. Okay, you have to feel your way through life, because the thinking thoughts are robotic, and you must understand that thoughts are robotic. Okay, so the thing is that even a robot can think thoughts and give you thoughts. Okay, and you must understand that the thing is that robots don't have feelings. Okay, but the thing is, that's why we're humans, and you must understand that's why we live in our feelings and not in our thoughts. Okay, never live in your thoughts, live in your feelings, because if you live in your thoughts, you're going to be run by the ego. Okay, and the ego is all thoughts, and ego is always telling you to think. Okay, so make sure you understand that what the important thing is. I understand that if you live in your feelings, you're never going to be able to do anything other than the truth every single day. So you're always going to be living in the best kind of regard every single day of your life, and you're going to always understand that no matter what happens, that there's a whole perspective in mind every single day of your life to live the best life possible that you can ever live. So every single day, try to look the best you can and try to feel the best you can every single day. So for example, those people who have a great body feel great. I mean, in a sense, so at the moment, I feel great. I feel great at the moment, even without exercising and even without doing anything other than being in my feelings. I just feel great because I'm living in my body. I'm living inside of my feelings, actually. So the thing is, that's why I'm living to the best regard right now, because I'm letting go. I'm actually in the smooth control of my feelings, and that's why I'm actually prospering, and that's why I'm actually abundant. And that's the difference between those people who look outward and those people who look inward for help. So you must understand that people who are looking outside are always reaching for cigarettes and reaching for alcohol and reaching for drugs and caffeine to fulfill their needs. And you must understand that they wake up every single day resentful, and they wake up in anger because they need something outside of themselves to live life. But those people who look inside, for example, they look inside for feelings, and they're in their feelings and they live in their feelings, they're always shining bright. And these people are always shining bright because they're always living in their feelings. I mean, in a sense, if you feel your way through life, you're always going to have a better life, and you're always going to have a better outcome. Okay, so that's the whole point of life, and living the best life possible, which is to live in your feelings every single day, is always going to help you to have a kindness about you, and you're going to be able to really grow through the actual scenarios of what you say. So for example, your feelings control everything. So the better you feel, the better your life. Okay, and the better you feel, the more energy you have, for example. And you must understand that it's the case. Okay, so make sure every single day that no matter what, you must understand that if you want to be happy, you have to be in your feelings and never live in the ego. And the ego is the thoughts. Never live in your thoughts. Okay, make sure that you understand that you are not your thoughts. Okay, you are not your mind. You are the feelings. Okay, you have to live in your feelings every single day of your life, because that way you treasure yourself, and that way you live the best life possible. So never give up. Make sure that you push yourself every single day to live life to the best extent possible, and that way time flies really quickly, and you can see it, and you can see that time is really going fast. So make sure every single day that you're doing something worth it every single day, and every single day you always find something to say and you always find something to do. So make sure every single day that you're living in the best kind of regard for yourself that you can ever live, okay? And that way you actually live a better life. So for example, if you want to live in your feelings, you're always going to have a better way of dealing with life in different ways. You're going to be able to seek better, because your feelings are like water, okay? Your water, in terms of water in life, actually flows everywhere. So does your feelings, okay? Your feelings are always flowing through you, okay? And your feelings is your blood. I mean, it's your soul. I mean, it's your who you are, for example. So never spill your blood. I mean, make sure you give as much as possible in life, making sure every single day that you're always treasuring yourself and making sure that you're never putting poisons in your body, because that's not good for your feelings, okay? And the more poison you put down yourself, and you must understand that way your feelings are always going to encourage you to never ever put poison down your body, because your feelings start to really show you the way forward, exactly how you must live life. Because you must understand that you start feeling like shit when you do drugs, okay? So make sure you understand that poison makes you feel like shit, okay? It makes you feel like poor. I mean, it makes you feel poor, okay? So make sure every single day that if you want to feel good, stay away from the drugs, okay? And that's the number one lesson of life, that if you understand anything about life, that every single day you must always live forward. I mean, live forward. Make sure you treasure yourself. Make sure every single day you're doing something to help your life, because that's how you succeed, okay? So no matter what, every single day, guys, do something to help yourself to succeed, because that's the only way forward. I welcome you guys back into my nice and beautiful life coaching video. So what I want to talk about today is everything. I mean, everything around attitude, to being gracious, to being grateful for your life, for praying every single day, for example. So making sure every single day that if you're doing something special for yourself, you need to recalculate. You have to understand to every single day go back into the mindset and make sure that every single day that you're doing something according to your purpose, because your purpose matters. So if you're doing something around your purpose, what's going to happen is you're going to be always much better than yesterday in terms of self-reflecting, the more you self-reflect. So when I self-reflect, what I do is I have my journal, I have my video programs, I have my audio programs, and I do as much content as possible for free. And now, why is it for free? Because I'm not getting paid for it. But the thing is that when I do life coaching videos and stuff relating to life or music production, I'm learning myself how to create videos, or how to make audio programs, or even how to make quotes or anything like that in terms of writing materials. Because the important thing is that I have to remember is that when you're doing any kind of life coaching or any kind of specific way of life, you have to always coach yourself. You have to be able to coach yourself every single day to do better. I see. So what I did just recently, as you can recognize, I put the blinds down behind the background because the nice and beautiful light was going inside of my YouTube video. So what I need to do is I need to make sure that my video quality is much better. So that's why I put the blinds down, so that you guys can see me properly, and so that nothing's interfering with my video. Do you understand? So the thing is that, guys, every single time I do a life coaching video or any type of material out there, I'm spreading information, because that's what it's all about. You have to understand that when you spread information, you get smarter, because everything that you want to teach is inside of you right now. Do you understand? And you have to understand that you have to start with your story. So when you start with your story, you teach your story to people, and that way you actually become smarter than ever before, because you're actually explaining yourself every single day to people who want to listen to you. And now, not many people are watching my YouTube channel, and not many people are going towards my information. But why is that? Because they don't believe in my information. They don't see exactly what I'm giving out that can help their life. Do you understand? So if you go towards my information, you become much more of like Jesus Christ, because all I teach is Jesus Christ knowledge every single day. So if you really want to be successful in life, you have to teach something. You understand? You have to be a grower of some kind. You understand? You have to be growing every single day. And the best way that you grow is you're always automatically growing. You're always growing into a new age, into new times, into a new way of life. You're experiencing new things. And you have to understand that for the 30 years of my life, I started life coaching at 25. You understand? And I started life coaching. I did 40 videos, and then I stopped for 1.5 years. And I wasn't confident in myself to produce content, like, for example, any kind of content. You understand? Because what happened was, I started reading for a period of time, and that reading brought me back into who I need to be. And why is that? Because I got lost. I was lost astray. I didn't have a passion. I didn't have a purpose. I didn't have much to my name in terms of possessions or any kind of things like that. You have to understand that it's not about possessions. And the more possessions you have to understand you have to relinquish those assets and those possessions eventually. But you have to understand that if you're not doing God's work, then you're doing nothing. You understand? So the thing is that if you go through life happening to be someone that you are not meant to be, then you're going to be unhappy. Okay, so what I want you to do every single day is be someone that you want to be. So have an image of yourself that you want to achieve, and make sure you post it up on the internet somewhere, and make sure that people understand that, and make sure that you have someone accountable to your goals, and give people your goals. I mean, make sure that you achieve your goals, and make sure that you understand that when you spread information, for example, or when you talk to people, you have to understand that they want to know about you. I mean, they're interested about you and your life and what you're doing to make money and what you're doing to do anything in terms of life. And they want to understand, because people are very nosy. I mean, people are very nosy, and they want to understand everyone's business. You understand? So the thing is that every single day I provide information relating to my business. And what is my business? My business is freedom. You understand? It's being able to live life every single day on your terms and conditions. So for example, right now, if you do anything to behave in a better way, or if you're doing anything in regards to doing better for yourself, you have to understand that there's always a way forward. You understand? So every single day you have to do things necessary for yourself and your health every single day to make sure that you're going to the next step forward, so that you actually go one step at a time every single day, and that you're doing something that's always going to be content creation. You understand? Because when you're doing content creation, you're actually doing a better way of life for yourself. Do you understand? Because those people who do content creation every single day and provide information every single day to people are always going to be much more straightforward with life, because they understand what's happening in the world, because they read so much, and because they are teaching that. I mean, they're saying they teach something around life, and when they teach something around life, they understand it. You understand? So when I teach something around life, I understand myself better from the point of view that I came from. So for example, there's a lot of things in my life that's changed. Like for example, now I'm traveling with my mother, and now it's much more how I've developed as a human being. You understand? Through all the teachings that I've done, and I understand that for some people it's not enough. I mean, like for example, for my mom, the person I am is not enough for her. She wants more out of me. She wants me to do better and better and better and better. And you have to understand that if you have a wife or husband, make sure that you are the same way. Make sure that you always want them to do better. You understand? Make sure that never is enough. You understand? You always want more out of life. You understand? So what you need to do to have more out of life is you have to exercise, you have to get healthy, you have to understand that you have to read upon nutrition and read upon what you're eating every single day, and you have to make sure that you're reading much more often. You understand? Because if you have no time to read, then you have to understand to teach something of your life. Teach something every single day that's going to be a nice and beautiful melody in your life. And when you do that for yourself, you're going to be able to recognize a better way of life for yourself. So for example, this life coaching video, you have to understand that before the video, I just said, let's do a life coaching video, because it's been ages since I've done a life coaching video. And some of my best content comes in the life coaching video. And so you have to understand that I make quotes, I make audio programs, I make video programs, I make writing materials, I post it up on the internet, and because I post it up on the internet, I understand I'm spreading information. Do you understand? But my job solely in this world is to provide as free information as possible every single day to help your life. So I want to make sure that I'm accommodating you into a better way of life by spreading that information that I've learned in my life toward your life, so that you can learn something from my life, and so that you can learn something from the information that I've learned in life. Because what I've learned is what I've taught. You understand? Because if you're not teaching other people anything, then you have no purpose. You understand? So every single day you have to understand that your purpose in life is to teach someone something about life. But make sure that you're not teaching the people around you as much, but making sure that you're going online and teaching online as much as possible. So what I do is, people around me, for example, I don't teach them much about my life. And only the closest people to me know my exact life. They exactly know where I've been, what I've been doing with my life, because they're closest to me. But the thing is that people around me, in terms of strangers that I've never met before, they don't understand my life completely. And now, is that a good thing? I promise you it's a good thing and a bad thing. The thing is that it's a good thing because I spread information all the time online, and I totally show you who I am online. And you have to understand that I have a mega drive storage online, and I post everything to that storage online. And the thing is that I post all my content there, and people can see exactly who I am. You understand? But the thing is that when you have just met a person, they don't really understand you straight away. I mean, what you have to understand is you have to speak words, and you have to understand that there's a block in information here. And what happens is, when two people meet, they have to speak words to each other to understand each other. And now you have to understand that I'm not lacking this problem. I'm not lacking in communicational skills. I can walk up to anyone with my word eye. I can say whatever you want me to say, and I can really understand how to speak to another individual, no matter how beautiful she is or no matter how beautiful he is. You know what I'm saying? I can speak to anybody, but I'm not gay. I'm a straight person. I go for women. But the thing is, you have to understand that women go for me. You understand? That's how I see life. That if a woman's not chasing me, I'm not going to be chasing a woman. You understand? So I'm not chasing a man either. So if a man chases me, I'm just going to say no. You understand? The thing is that I am happy single. I'm just happy being single. You understand? Some people are happy being single. And it's sometimes the best decision to be single in life. And there's no shame in that. I promise you, sometimes I find myself shaming myself in terms of the past when I was much more single. And I say to God, I said, oh God, but you let them have a wife and kids, and how come not me? I mean, you understand? How come they have a wife and kids and not me? I mean, you understand? And the thing is that God provided me something else. I mean, God provided me talent and abilities for life coaching and for music production and stuff like that. But it's the thing that I chose that. You understand? I chose to do that, and that's God's work. You understand? But the thing is that now, when I look at things that I don't have in my life, I'm glad about that. I'm glad that I didn't go through that experience that other people went through, because I'm experiencing something new and different for myself. So I'm not going to get jealous just because a man has a beautiful woman and kids by his side, because he deserves it. You understand? He worked for that, and he has it in his life. So the thing is that I had plenty of opportunities where I could have made a baby with a girl or something like that. I had plenty of opportunities, but I was never ready. I was never ready for that. I am more ready now to have a kid than ever before. And now, if I had the opportunity to have a kid, I would. You understand? I would totally do it. So if I'm with a girl having sex or something like that, you have to understand, it just comes about like that. You don't ask for a kid, you just demand it. You understand? And the thing is that you have to understand that sometimes you have to ask, and like what you ask for is what you demand. You understand? But sometimes things happen. Like, for example, when I was having sex with this woman, you have to understand that I can tell she wants a kid. I can tell she wants a kid by the way she has sex with me. You understand? I mean, she's on top of me and stuff like that. She's really going slowly and stuff like that. And I understand that I can just go and explode inside of her. You understand? The thing is that it's not about that. You know, it's easy to make a kid, but then you have to raise the kid. You understand? You have to be there for the kid. You have to teach the kid new rules. You have to teach the kid everything. You understand? And some people are not ready for that. I promise you, some people are not ready to be a father or a mother. You understand? So what is it with you? I mean, what's your situation? I mean, is that situation going to get you further in life, or is that situation going to deny you something? You understand? So what denies you is what is something either that is you denying yourself, or someone's denying you in life in terms of rejection or anything like that. You have to understand that when someone denies you, make sure you never deny them. You understand? Make sure that you accept everything the way it is. and accept your destiny, because you have to understand that the way you are is because of the thoughts that you thought in life. You are the sum of all your thoughts. You understand? You are the person you are today because of every single detail that you thought about. You understand? So everything that you are thinking about today has to go on a video program, has to really, really go out there into the world, and has to really, really flow into the universe. You understand? Because that's how Jesus Christ done himself a favor here, by making a story for himself and making his legacy really great. You understand? So that's why Jesus Christ has the greatest legacy of all people, because he came in a time where people were very, very ill, and where people were very unaware of life. Do you understand? So if you want to understand anything about life, understand Jesus Christ. Okay? So if you understand anything about my public speaking or my communicational skills, is that I don't lack the ability to speak to people. I'm very funny. You understand? Like, for example, I've seen some woman over here in Bled. I went to Bled, Slovenia, and I've seen this nice and beautiful over here church in the middle of the water over there. And it's so beautiful. If you just type in Slovenia Bled, B-L-E-D, you'll find a beautiful church in the middle of a lake, where it's a beautiful island. And you understand, I swam there as well. But the thing is that if you really, really look to have a conversation with someone, be serious about that conversation. You understand? Because sometimes people like to have fun in a conversation. I mean, people like to tease you. People like to do all sorts of things through words. And you have to understand, I'm a word freak. I mean, I love words so much that I love to speak as much as possible. But the thing is that I'm much more silent around other people than I talk around other people. Do you understand? Because the thing is that I don't want to be the loudest in the group. I want to be the most silent in the group. So the thing is that every single day when I do something special for myself, or when I help myself to do a great way of life, or anything that's helping me to succeed, I thank that person. I thank that individual for giving me that idea, or I thank those people for giving me money. For example, my parents, who gave me a lot in terms of life. They gave me so much in life that I have to go and give back as much as possible. And I have to try to provide for them as well in some kind of term. You know, so when my mum asks me, hey, Danny, send me some money over here and here and here, so that you can help me with my operation, or so that you can help me with my funeral, or wherever it is, I understand I'm going to do that for her, because she gave me so much. You know, so you have to do things for other people. And the more things you do for other people, the more other people will do things for you. Yes, and that's how it is. So what you do unto others, other people will do unto you. Yes, and so you have to understand that you have to treat others the best way. Yes, and treat them the best way. Treat yourself the best way. Yes, and because life is long, okay? Life is a long life, and you have to understand that if you live a short life, you have to always respond in a term of, I mean, you have to respond in a term of happiness every single time that you do something. So every single day that I coach or life coach or anything like that, I'm much more happy in the moments than anything else. Because the thing is that when I teach, I'm in my zone. I'm in the actual person that I want to be. And the thing is that am I the person right now that I want to be? I promise you there's always something better than this. I promise you there's always a better individual that I can become than the person I am today. I promise you there's some things that I'm unaware about, and I have to learn that. You understand? But awareness is happiness. You understand? So the more awareness you gain throughout life, and the more you read, the more awareness you gain. So the more you read, the more happiness you have. You understand? When you just live life, you always have happiness to some degree. So every single day, try to always recognize everything to gradually improve yourself. You understand? So when you're gradually improving yourself every single day, you're making sure that you're living life on a term of conditions that is your terms and conditions, and not the terms and conditions of other people. So every single day, learn to love your life. Learn to actually make sure that your life is a beautiful life every single day, and making sure that you're doing something special for yourself, where you're recognizing much more awareness. You're doing something around work. You're helping yourself to do life coaching videos. You're doing anything that you can to give information. I mean, yes, and because when you give information to other people become much more aware about the person that you want them to be, and the person that you want to become. That's what you help to give other people in terms of information, because other people understand where you want to be in life. So, for example, if you want to quit drugs, you tell people that you want to quit. See, anyway, so guys, you have to understand that you sometimes might have a mother or father or other people who are always butting into your life. They always want to know everything about you. Do you understand? The thing is that you have to open up and you have to tell them honestly who you are. You understand? Because the thing is that when you open up to the person that you want to be, or when you open up totally to other people in terms of habits and in terms of who you are, other people other people can see you naked. You understand? They can exactly see you for how you are. You understand? And that way you can improve yourself, because they're going to give you some words of advice about exactly how you're interpreting life and how you actually grow about life. So for example, my mum and my dad, you have to understand, my mum understands exactly my life. You understand? She understands exactly how I go about my life. And some things she says, like for example, you have to work. For example, you have to work a 9 to 5. You cannot just be on other people's payments. For example, you cannot be on the government's allowance all your life. You cannot be on the pension all your life. You cannot be on my payments all your life. You can't be on my allowance all your life, for example. So your parents don't want you to, for example, always be on other people's allowance. But the thing is that you have to find time freedom for yourself. You have to find something that's really, really noteworthy in your life to succeed and to really, really grow yourself from the person you are. Because when you actually do that, you have to understand that it's much more about living free in the moment, making sure every single day you're doing something successful for yourself. Because the thing is that if you're not healthy, or if you're not going the road that you're meant to be going, then you're not going to be as happy as the person that you need to be. You understand? So every single day, everyone has to improve themselves. And the more you stay self-reflective upon everything that you are, the more you have a chance and ability to actually succeed in the moment. So every single day, try to understand that if your mother or father is angry at you, they're angry at you because of love and not because they hate you. You understand? So the thing is, every single day, what's much more important for you is to always grow yourself in the moment, to make sure that you always live in life the best way you can, so that you can succeed and so you can do something that's really, really successful in your life. That's what you need to do every single day. You understand? Because the thing is that I missed out on a lot of opportunities with women. I missed out on a lot of opportunities to do better. Do you understand? And do I regret it? I don't regret it, because the thing is that I experienced that, and that's my experience. You understand? Everyone's experiencing their own life, the way they want to live. You understand? So you have to understand that if you want to make a change or an improvement in yourself, you have to make sure every single day you're going to do something successful for yourself, because that's the only way forward. So make sure every single day that you're going from one point to another point by making sure that you're successful in something every single day, doing the best job you can. You understand? That's what you need to be doing. So if you're learning anything from this video, make sure that every single day that you're improving. You understand? Make sure that you're doing something to improve all the time, and make sure that you're always coaching. Coaching something at least. Doing something around words, doing something around helping yourself to give out information. You understand? Because that's what you need to be doing. You need to be growing yourself. You need to be going and helping other people to grow. You understand? And even if that means for free, keep going and working for free until you get paid for it. You understand? So every single day you have to understand that if people are not following you, it's because of something that you're doing. You understand? So make sure you understand that people are not following me much because of something that I'm doing or something I said, or it's something that they're unaware about. You understand? So the thing is, I have to create more awareness around myself so that more people can watch me, and so that more people can help me to become much more. You understand? But the thing is that once you post everything online, I promise you that's it. I promise you that's all you have to do. You understand? Every single day, create more information, spread out more information, do more information every single day, and you're going to live a great life. That's all you need to do. See guys, isn't it beautiful that you can video something and that you can document something on video or image or anything like that, and you can post it up online somewhere, and then someone's going to see it? Isn't that a beautiful fascination? That you can document your life every single day. You can make audio programs, make video programs, and anything that's in your imagination, for example, you can speak it out onto video or into an image or into a graphic design or into an audio program or into writing materials, and people get to see that. People get to witness that. People get to witness your thoughts. They get to witness that you are someone in this world. Does that fascinate you? I promise you, it has to fascinate you, because the thing is that what I want to explain is you have an imagination, and because you have an imagination, you can talk anywhere. You can go anywhere. You can do anything you want to do in your imagination. So, for example, I have this girl in my mind, and I always wanted to be with her, but she never wanted to be with me in real life. Yes, and so the thing is that I got to kiss her on the cheek, and that's about it. But the thing is that it's much more how you have to realize that sometimes your imagination can always embark on that journey of being with people. You can always talk to yourself on a daily basis. You can do anything with your imagination. You can achieve your goals with your imagination. You can use your imagination to empower yourself, to really, really broaden your perspective, to give ideas, to make sure that your emotional intelligence is where it needs to be, for example. So you have to understand that emotional intelligence is just your imagination. It's your ability to see images. I mean, your images in terms of your mind is always making images of stuff. So the more you explore your imagination, the more you can embark on ideas, and the more you can embark on a better life for yourself if you choose the better life for yourself. Yes? And so your imagination opens up, and because it opens up into something, you can choose your way. You can choose the best direction. But the thing is that what I always do in my life is I keep a journal. And because I have a journal, I'm always writing things down, because I have to give ideas out there to people so that I can benefit my life in the process. And it's very important to keep a journal, because the more you have a journal in your life, the more you can do specific things like planning. You can actually do business strategies. You can plan out your imagination. You can write a book, and you can actually see how to talk and maneuver yourself around with people. And you can plan ahead of time what you're going to say to people, and you can plan ahead of time where you're going to be and what you're going to do, and everything that you want to achieve. You can achieve it through your imagination and through having a journal. I mean, you understand? So, for example, when you're single, you have to realize that things in life, when you're single, you have to realize that your imagination plays a vital role in terms of how you act in life and how you do things. So, for example, you have to realize that every single day of your life is going to be a different day, and you have to always make sure that you're doing things differently with your imagination all the time, so that you understand how to be single, so you understand how to do anything in life. But the thing is that what I want to talk about is the maneuver of you being single every single day of your life, and how to actually act accordingly to being single. Because some people have a difficult time being single, and some people have a great time being single. I mean, other people are back and forth. But the thing is, you must understand that if you're a single person right now, if you have no relationship with other people in terms of being together, in terms of with another person, you have to understand that it's okay to be single, okay? And you have to realize that, for example, that I'm single for myself over here. I'm single, and the reason I'm single is because there's been no woman out there that's willing to be with me at the moment. So the thing is that I don't need them. You understand? That's the kind of attitude I want you to bring to the table as well. That you have to understand that you don't need a man or woman in your life. All you need is yourself. I mean, have you ever heard of that quote? Someone quoted that, and you have to realize that all you need is yourself, okay? So if you really, really understand that you have to always be planning in your life, you always have to really give as many thoughts as possible into the world, so that you can actually benefit yourself and other people every single day. So what I want to talk about is that if you're single today, you have to use your imagination to grow. You have to understand that the reason I make videos and the reason I document all my life as much as possible is the reason because I understand that I can help someone with my information. And because I can spread that information into the world, I'm understanding that someone can benefit from my thoughts, someone can benefit from my life, someone can benefit from my experiences. So, for example, if I ever had kids, for example, I understand that they can watch me and they can document my life and see exactly how my life is, you know, on a daily basis in terms of my information. And they can really, really judge me, and they can also judge for themselves what's much better for themselves. But the thing is that you have to be a teacher in life. And when you're a teacher in life, you can actually grow different ways. You can understand that every single word that I speak on the camera right now is coming through my imagination. So the faster your imagination, the faster your words, and the faster you speak, and the faster you are abbreviating things around for yourself. You have to understand that before I had so much difficulties around women. I had difficulty speaking. I had difficulties even writing. I had so much difficulties even writing something down You have to understand. So, for example, before I had great mental illness. I mean, called schizophrenia. I was diagnosed as a schizophrenic. Do you understand? And even today, I'm on medication. I'm on medication. 11 years later, I'm still on medication. Do you understand? So the thing is that I've been back and forth with medication. The thing is that in between, I had a few years without medication and stuff like that. And you have to realize that the reason I'm on medication is because the psychiatrist put me on medication because I got angry. You understand? I got angry at my dad for no reason at all. And you have to realize that you have to learn from my mistakes. Make sure that you never get angry at your parents. Make sure you love your parents. You understand? Make sure that you never cause damage to your household. Like, for example, never punch the wall like I did. For example, you have to understand that when I was younger, I mean, I'm always younger. I mean, throughout my days and throughout my life, I'm always growing younger. But the thing is that you have to communicate your way through life. And you have to understand how important it is every single day to just step up on video and give a performance, you know, saying about something about life or anything about any kind of subject. I mean, just talk about your thoughts. Talk about something that you are curious about, that you're interested about, that you want people to know about something. Make sure that you put it out there into the world, because when you do that, you're going to benefit yourself, you're going to benefit other people, you're going to benefit God, because God is also doing the work in you. And you have to understand that anything around words is the work of God. So you have to understand that if you really document your life every single day, doing the most you can, making sure that you're gracious in your life, making sure that you're grateful for what you have, in terms of grateful for grateful for what you have. You have to be grateful for what you have, guys. You have to understand that you have to go through life making sure that you're always doing the best job for yourself. Do you understand? Because other people cannot do that for you. You understand? They can be their best selves, but then you're going to look at them and you're going to say, oh, they are their best versions, and look at me. I mean, you understand? But the thing is that you must never compare yourself to other people. Make sure you compare yourself to yourself. And if you're doing better than yesterday in your own life, then that's all you have to be doing. You understand? So get yourself on the track that you need to be going. You understand? So if you want to be single, you have to understand that the single way is the best way. It's the most affordable way. You don't have to worry about kids. You don't have to worry about a wife or husband. You don't have to worry about giving your money to other people in terms of your man and woman, for example, because they're going to buy themselves clothes, they're going to buy themselves food. You don't have to worry about that. You can just be a provider for yourself, and you can have money for yourself in your own pocket, and you can live life like that. And it's the easiest kind of life to live single. You understand? But the thing is that I see so many guys out there, and for example, because I'm a guy, I see so many guys have a woman. I mean, they're saying they have a woman and stuff like that. They want to provide for their family. I promise you, that's totally okay with me. I'm not against that. But the thing is that some people get themselves into a relationship too early, and then they divorce eventually, and then they spiral out of control because they start using substances like alcohol or drugs to fulfill their needs. You have to understand that drugs and alcohol is never going to fulfill you. It's always going to, I mean, you're always going to be craving more of that. You understand? So make sure that you turn away from that and start really improving your life and making sure that you're doing something healthy for yourself. I promise you, if you can stick to health every single day of your life, and you can always educate yourself around nutrition and educate yourself around everything as much as possible, I promise you're always going to put yourself in a better state of mind. You understand? Because those people who actually have a better state of mind are always going to be highly conscious about life, and they're going to be highly conscious about everything. You understand? So you have to realize that you have to take care of the world around you. Okay, so never be chucking rubbish on the street. Make sure that you chuck your rubbish in the bin. Make sure that you sort out your rubbish. I mean, make sure that you are doing things according to the laws of humanity, okay? Make sure you understand that, for example, myself, I understand that if you break a law, okay, you have to understand that you can go to jail, okay? And I don't want you to be going to jail. But make sure you understand that, for example, myself over here, I traveled around Australia, for example, and I was using the government's money, okay? I was using the government's money to travel around Australia. And the thing is that I wasn't meant to be doing that. Yes, I wasn't meant to be doing that. I was meant to be working in one place. But the thing is that that's how I got around. For example, I was relying on the government for money. And currently today, I have a DSP, which is a disability support pension right now. But that's going away in 2 years. Okay, so realize this. Now, I'm not going to be on a pension forever. And I'm just 30 years of age. Okay. And I never held a 9-to-5 job, really. Okay, you have to understand. I was never one of those guys to hold a 9-to-5 job. You understand? So you have to realize nobody in life is going to hold a 9-to-5 job. I promise you, everything that you're working on in life is going to be temporary. I promise you, this video is temporary, but it's always going to be everlasting on the internet. Okay, so what I do is every single day I try to make something of content that's going to outlast me. So for example, once I pass away, this video is going to be on YouTube somewhere, and that's going to benefit someone. But if YouTube deletes my content, I promise you, if YouTube deletes all my content in my YouTube channel for some reason, then the thing is that I understand that God's going to do the work for me. But the thing is that every single time I benefit myself through my individuality. So the more I give out content, the more I can see exactly the type of person I am. Yes, and so you have to realize that when you speak words, there's a brilliant thing in them. I mean, there's a brilliant thing around words that you can do, and you can write stories. You can give out stories. You can give out as much as possible from yourself around words. You can document words. You can actually do something with words. You understand? I mean, if you're a word freak like I am, I every single day try to do my synonyms and antonyms. I try to connect words together. I try to read the most I can, because it benefits me. Yes, and because it benefits me, it's going to benefit you later in terms of life when I start doing things to help you. You understand? So the thing is that I'm always trying to help you in some kind of way. You understand? I'm always trying to give you an idea here and there. But if you want to understand my best programs, it's around my busking performances, and it's around my videos of me actually on the camera. I mean, that's me speaking to the fullest, and that's me actually giving you content fully. You understand? But sometimes you have to understand in my audio programs, for example, I mean, you cannot see me, but some of my audio programs are not fully quality, okay? And I understand that, but each and every single video program or audio program that I ever made, or anything that I made on YouTube, and in my playlist on YouTube, is going to teach you one part of life, okay? It will teach you one part of life at least. And if you keep listening on, you will understand much more theories around life and myself, and around my attitude around life. So you have to understand that you have to always deal with life on a daily basis. And when you deal with life on a daily basis, you go one side of the story, okay? And then you learn all sides of the story, okay? So make sure you understand that you have to pick up information quickly in this lifetime. You have to understand that those people who are young today, around, let's say, teenage years, I promise you they have to start learning very quickly, okay? Because if they're not learning quickly as self-education, then they may fall into drugs, okay? And now, if you go in the drugs direction like I did, you'll learn some things around drugs. You'll learn that it's not much of an experience, okay? And you'll learn also that you can get really, really lost. You can become lost in who you are, okay? You can become lost in terms of you won't know your name, okay? You won't know who you are anymore, okay? You won't know where you came from. You won't know what you have done. Yes, and you'll be aware, you'll be unaware totally, because that's what drugs does to you, okay? And you have to understand on the spiritual level, you have to understand that you can always understand something around life, but you have to understand that people who are in teenage years the most are getting into drugs, okay? They're getting into drugs because of their friends, and they're peer pressured into drugs, okay? And you have to understand that my mother, for example, was peer pressured into drugs, but she said no to drugs, okay? She was saying, because someone actually offered her drugs, and she's like, nah, I don't want it. Yes, and then she went to the toilet, for example. She was about to take the line, and she did the line a bit. Like, for example, she did some cocaine, but she didn't really do it. Yes, and then it didn't work out for her. But the thing is that it's much more how she was unaware about that, and she wasn't much of a drug taker in her life. And you have to understand that my mum's not a drug taker, but the thing is that she does smoke cigarettes, and she does also do legal drugs like alcohol sometimes. But the thing is that she also drinks caffeine, and now that's also something that can debilitate you, okay? You have to realize everything in life that is no good for you can always make you much more less of who you want to be, okay? So you have to understand to be careful, and you have to understand every single day to practice your imagination. Practice every single day giving words, you know, and the more words you give, the better your life is going to be. So make sure every single day you're always giving that nice and beautiful feel toward life, because the more you actually give, the more you're generous. But you have to understand that many people don't appreciate my content. And you have to understand that when you start doing something a lot, when you start giving a lot of content, I'm pretty sure there are going to be people out there who are not going to appreciate you for what you've done, because they don't understand you yet. You understand? They don't understand exactly what you've done, what you've said. I promise you, there are people like that. But the thing is that not everyone's going to love you, okay? Not everyone's going to give you money. I'm pretty sure not everyone's going to give you a hug. You understand? But the thing is, you have to ask for things. You understand? So make sure you understand that if you're living single, I promise you, if you're living single, then the best thing that you can do is live with your parents in this kind of day and age. If you live with your parents and you're single, then I'm pretty sure there's no shame in that. I'm pretty sure there's no shame in living with your parents, because the economy of the world is going down right now. And you have to understand that housing prices are going up. I'm pretty sure price of living is going up. I'm pretty sure gas prices and petrol prices are going up. I'm pretty sure everything in terms of living expenses are going up, okay? So living with your parents is the best way to afford yourself much more of a life for now. You understand? Because that's the kind of age we live in. We are turning into a renter's nation, which means that more people are renting today houses than they are buying houses. Do you understand? Because the houses are just skyrocketing in terms of price. In terms of Australia, the most. I mean, and you have to understand that every single day, that if you go and really can escape to Europe sometime, if you can get yourself a Croatian passport or any kind of passport that's in the European Union, you'll be far better off than living in Australia. Okay, so you have to understand that things in life, you can always do it. You can always make sure that you can live anywhere you want to live. It's no problem. I promise you, every single place you can live, but you have to have that nice and beautiful knowledge around what you are doing in life. Yes, and you have to have that nice and beautiful credibility also in life, to understand that you have to be someone in life. You have to understand you have to always grow yourself the most you can. Yes, and so being single in life, I want to talk about that. So if you understand how to be single, okay, you have to understand that it's much more how, when you're actually single, you can provide for yourself, you can do anything for yourself, you don't have to worry about yourself, you don't have to worry about anything. But the thing is that you have to never worry about things. But the thing is, it's much more how you have to understand that all you have to do is just take care of yourself. Instead of taking care of someone else, you just take care of yourself. You live inside the body. You make sure every single day that you embody yourself and your mindset every single day. And that way your imagination is going to play a role when you're actually giving much more of yourself every single day on a daily basis, making sure that you're doing something on a daily basis to help yourself to succeed is what I'm talking about. So you have to understand that you can go anywhere in terms of life, in terms of anything that I'm saying, in terms of singleness or imagination or growing yourself or whatever it is. You have to understand that sometimes in life you have to go and switch task to task or topic to topic so that you can keep talking. Otherwise you're going to bore the audience. You understand? So make sure you understand that if you're talking, make sure you switch from topic to topic so that you can actually give that information that's the most clear information possible, so that you can actually benefit people in the long run. So you can do something on a daily basis to make sure that you're always growing yourself. Do you understand? So you have to be reading. You have to understand that imagination plays a key role in how you read and in how you do things. So make sure you understand that every single day you have to always document your life. You understand? Because when you document your life, you're always going to be doing something special for yourself. You're always going to make sure that you're broadcasting thoughts out there. And because you're doing that, you're going to help yourself to succeed even more. So you have to go inside for help. You understand? You have to go inside of yourself. You have to go inside of yourself for help. And you have to understand you have to deal with life on a daily basis, every single day, making sure that your finances are in check, making sure that you understand where your finances are going, making sure that you are not desperate for sex, making sure that you're not desperate for another person to come into your life, making sure you're not desperate to have kids. Do you understand? Make sure that you understand that Jesus Christ didn't have kids. Jesus Christ didn't have a wife. You understand? So there's no shame in that. There's no shame in not having a husband. There's no shame in not having kids. Do you understand? Sometimes it's not for you. And that's it. I promise you, you have to understand that the universe is going to give you exactly what you looked for in life. So whatever you are doing with your habits every single day, I promise you the universe will provide for you what you can handle. Okay, so you have to understand the universe is always working for you. But you also have to work for the universe. You understand? So every single day you have to work at something. So there are going to be richer people than you in life. And I apologize. And I'm pretty sure there are going to be people who are living like gods in this lifetime. You understand? They're living at the peak high of their life. You understand? But look at Michael Jackson. Look at Kobe Bryant. Look at Prince, that guy Prince, the singer. I mean, these guys were famous, and look at Avicii. I mean, look at these people who are famous, and they passed away very early. You understand? Even though they were famous, they passed away very early due to drugs. And what can I say? I mean, Kobe Bryant was in a helicopter crash. You understand? But the thing is that you have to realize some things. That being famous is not the end all be all. You understand? It's not important to be famous as much as it is to be healthy. You understand? So it's much more important to be healthy in daily life than it is to be famous. You understand? So every single day you have to realize that people have gone their separate ways in life. People are going different ways, and they're always going to be hating on you on something. You understand? Some people are going to hate you. Some people are going to love you. But you have to always understand that you have to pick your own direction. And you have to go where it's much more affordable for you every single day. You have to do something on a daily basis that's going to help you to succeed every single day. And you have to always cautiously think about things. Yes? And you have to think more about things in a way that you have to also document it down. So never just think. Make sure you think while you document. Okay, document everything like I am doing now. You see, I'm documenting as much as possible, but I'm showing my way a better way. I'm showing my way in terms of life. I'm planning ahead of the schedule. I'm planning everything on camera. I'm planning everything in terms of my content that I do for you guys, so that you guys can succeed, so that you guys can have free content, so that you guys can help yourselves to succeed, so that you can help your families for generations. You understand? Because that's what I do. I get information, I provide it as quickly as possible. I make sure every single day I have that information ready for you to succeed with, and I make sure that I'm always successful in terms of what I do. Yes, and so all I do is I'm just a person who gets information and I pass it on. I promise you nothing else. Yes, and so the thing is that the important thing for me is that right now I don't want to be in a relationship with a girl, except you have to understand that it's not my type of thing right now. I'm not gay. Yes, I'm not gay. I don't go for men or anything like that. It's just I'm not ready to be in a relationship with a woman right now because it's just not that time and space right now. I'm moving from place to place. There's no time for a woman right now for me. And you have to understand that I'm not sure where I live in terms of life except for the body. So you have to understand I live in my body, but the thing is that I'm moving to Croatia to my mum's house from Australia eventually, and I'm getting that Croatian passport so that I can open my barriers so I can open my doors to Europe, so that I can get out of Australia, so that I can help myself to start a new life over here in Germany or Spain or Croatia. It's one of the three. But the thing is that it's much more how I'm moving from place to place, and that's why there's no space for a woman right now in my life. You understand? But the thing is, I have to work on myself. I have to every single day make sure that I stay off the drugs, stay off the illegal drugs, stay away from legal drugs, stay away from smoking cigarettes, stay away from caffeine, stay away from alcohol, stuff like that, as much as possible, so that I can help myself to succeed in the best kind of areas of life. Because you have to understand that with the more you talk, the better you are. You know, saying the more you can actually document things down, and the more you can help yourself to succeed. You can immensely think about how much you can do. I mean, you understand? But the thing is that you can think about it, but why don't you document it as well? You understand? Why don't you go out there and make sure that every single day you provide as much information as possible to humanity, and then your job is done. I mean, you understand? So every single day, trying to document as much as possible, try to give out as much content as possible every single day, and then that's going to make you successful in some kind of endeavor that you're doing. You understand? So you have to understand that because I speak so much, and because I do so much work around words, you have to understand that's why I'm much more of an educated person, because I always seek out more information. And because I seek out more information to learn from, I'm always much better than yesterday, because I'm always seeking that information. I'm always chipping away at things around information. Do you understand? Because I need to always grow my mind. I have to grow my mindset. I have to be constantly reading every single day to benefit my life, because that's what I do on a daily basis. You understand? So every single day, my life looks like this. I wake up, I make sure that I journal things down as much as possible. I make sure I do some Netflix. I make sure I sit with my mum, I have a talk with her, and I make sure every single day that I'm doing my quotes, I'm doing my music production, stuff like that. and I'm trying to do my best in terms of life. I'm trying to get healthy, trying to eat the best foods for myself, trying to do the things that I need to do, in a sense, so I can help my life. And that's it. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand that, and make sure that you understand that you have to go the better path. You have to stay away from the drugs, guys. You have to make sure that you are educated much more than enough every single day, and make sure that you're always educating yourself. Never stop educating yourself. Make sure that you always are developing yourself and having a great mindset. See, guys, do you understand? I mean, do you understand what's important, guys? The thing that happens to you when you love life. Whereas when you love life, everything's magnificent, isn't it? You have to realize life is like that. So be magnificent. I realize, guys, if you want to do better in life, you have to succeed in something. You have to actually do something every single day that's going to be passionate for yourself, because that's what I do on a daily basis, and that's why I'm successful. I see, guys, the funniest thing in life is when you make something funny. When you make something funny in life, then make sure every single day that you're really going to do something that's going to be funnier than ever before, because you have to actually grow yourself. I see, guys, when you're communicating with people, what you need to do is you need to talk nicely to people, because that's the only way of life in terms of helping people. So, for example, you have to always deliver content, because that's what you need to do to actually be successful. See, guys, if you go in your imagination, you have all the words that you ever want in life. So make sure you use your imagination, because through the imagination comes words, and through words comes reality. I see the best thing for you to do every single day is to name 3 things that you can do today to succeed in your life. So number 1 must be health, and the other one in terms of number 2 must be God, and number 3 must be something that you are passionate about. See, guys, if you're trying to succeed at something, then the best way to do that is to make as much content as possible and throw it up on the internet somewhere for free so that people can see it. I see, guys, if you really want to be successful in today's world, you have to have money. Okay, money is the leading pronouncing way of life. So you have to understand that if you really have money in your pocket, you can have all the women you want. You can have everything that you ever want. I realize personally, guys, I don't do anything other than free advertising every single day. So the more I advertise myself freely in daily life, the better I am. See, guys, if I do anything to advertise myself with money, it's because I want to go and reach much more popularity in my life. And you have to understand that when I do that for myself, I do a better job. I see for myself, it's much more that the more money I put into my business, the more my business grows. So when I give a lot of confirmation of life, in terms of information for free, I realize people are going to be happy. See, guys, you have to realize that the one step in life that you have to take is make sure every single day that you're always doing a better job for yourself, because that's the only way of life. See, there are plenty of things that you can say every single day on a video camera that can help people to succeed, but the more you actually figure things out for yourself every single day, the better you are. See, if you have awareness in life, then you have to realize that the awareness that you gain in life is actually going to be smartness. So anybody who's really smart has much more of awareness inside of themselves. I see, guys, what I do on TikTok every day is I make 15-second videos and I post it up on TikTok. And because I do that, I gain followers from that. So that's what you can do to succeed also. Guys, never be ashamed that you're single, because single is something that stands for being strong. So you have to understand that if you're single today, make sure that you understand that it's the best thing for you. So realize that when you're ready to have a relationship, you will have a relationship. See, guys, if you want to do better in life, you have to realize that there are only 3 steps forward. Make sure that you understand that number 1 way is discipline yourself, and number 2 is make sure that you're taking care of everything in your life for the better, and making sure every single day that you're more spiritual. I see, guys, make sure that you always speak in your mind out there. And the more you speak your mind, the better you become in terms of all areas of life. See, guys, I honestly don't know what I'm doing in life. And the thing is that, the thing that I understand in life is that I know nothing. Okay, but the thing is that I have guidance in my life, because Jesus Christ is in my life. See, guys, if you can record yourself every single day doing something, okay, you can understand every single day that something's going to happen. You have to understand, guys, that life is not fair, okay? And you have to understand why, okay? So ask yourself, why is life not fair? You answer the question of life, okay? Make sure you have the answer to everything. Because when you have the answer to everything, make sure you ask even more questions, because that way you become smarter. See guys, if you really want to live life, then you have to always respect your parents, and you have to respect everyone around you equally. I see, love thy God just like you love everyone else. Okay, love everything as much as you can, because that way you succeed. I see guys, if you want to become much more spontaneous, live in the moment. I see, always make sure you have a little remote where you can always press pause whenever you need to. I see, try to teach life skills to people as much as possible, and then you'll have a passion to do something. See, the more passions you have in daily life, the more meaning you have in life. I see, the more you do anything to find interest inside of yourself every single day, where you can create something magnificent for other people, the better you are. I have to understand anything that goes around comes around. So make sure every single day that you're always behaving good so you can have a good return. You have to realize, guys, I'm nothing special in life, but at the same time, I'm something special to myself. But I may not be something special to you, but maybe I can help you if you just read more than enough every single day from me. I promise you, every single day, I'm going to teach the most I can, and that's what I can provide for you. See, lots of women probably don't find me attractive, but the thing is that maybe some woman out there does find some quality in me attractive. The thing is that I don't go by other people's opinions of me. I go by my own opinion of myself, because I learn like that. See, if you want to make a difference in life, start with you. I see, the more differences you make in yourself, the more you can help other people to make their own differences. See, every single day, try to do the most you can to succeed, because there's nothing else worth doing. See guys, if you succeed every single day, I promise you that's the #1 step to everything. See guys, the most videos you can do every single day is the pinnacle of your life. See, never be afraid to show your face in front of the world, because at least you're doing something. See, if you want to make a difference in life, make sure that you make as much content as possible so that you can help your life succeed. See, if you want to do something better for the world around you, make free content. I see, every step to greatness starts with the word I. Okay, so the more words you have, okay, the better you are. See, if you speak more words, you'll find a direction. See, life is happening for a reason. Okay, so you are in this life because you are here to make sure every single day that your life is doing better. As Eckhart Tolle says, that your reason for being here is something magnificent, and it has to be always something grateful. See guys, I've failed many times in my life, and because I failed, I succeeded.